everyone, I have recently finished my second copy of Matchstick Mouse, a Christmas colouring book, and I thought I would do you a flip through but also compare it to my original one. I just thought it might be a little bit interesting and fun. I'm not quite sure how the logistics of turning all the pages is going to be, but this is the most recent one. It's a bit more dog-eared. I think I've had it for a bit longer. So here is our first page. Now this one I coloured with Pablo pencils, and here is my first page in the original book. So they're quite different. So this one I'm obviously a bit more conventional with my green trees. The stars are done in glitter pen, and this one the stars are just done in yellow pencil, but the trees are done in a pinky colour. We've got a more nighttime looking tree thing, which is interesting. But this scarf, we've got a bit more tassels. Hang on, there we go. So there's sort of we've got some lines to make it look a bit more fluffy, which we don't have on this one. So the second, this one here, I actually did with a colour cube card, which I haven't brought through with me, but I used Prismacolor pencils. You can see it's pretty much greys, a few beiges and sort of reds. It's quite an unusual sort of palette really. But this one was done with Castle Arts Metallic, much more colourful. I've gone with purples here rather than the sort of reds. Red's feeling a bit more Christmassy, I suppose, but the blue bird I think looks better than the grey one. Interesting. Right, my next one, this one here, whoops. This was done with polychromos. There she is cooking. And I've tried to make the hat really fluffy with some lines of, oh, I've just got glitter all over me, lines of grey and white pen, and then some also lines of glitter pen. This one though, the hat, I've just put a few, this one's done with Castle Arts Seascape. Interesting. There's the similarities and differences, isn't there? We've both got a festive apron but coloured in a slightly different style. This one I've got more purple and blues in the room, whereas I've tried to keep this looking more Christmassy. And we've got a grey mouse and grey worm on this one, but these are more brown and that sort of thing. Interesting. Now, oh, this one was done with Ergosoft pencils, and the snow is done in a glitter pen. This one was done in Arteza Premium pencils, and here I've tried to stick more with what I would say are more traditional Christmas colours with reds and greens, whereas here I've just gone quite bright and cheerful with a mix of different colours, but our mouse looks pretty similar, which is quite interesting. You can hear my son singing, I don't know if you can. Now this one was done with Arteza Expert. I did this one this morning. This is the very last picture I coloured in the book. Whoops, let's turn this one over as well. This one's done in Castle Arts Monet. Quite similar. What I did here with the stars is I did them purple and pink. I just wanted them to look a bit different, and I added some more dots. I outlined them in white pen. With my trees I tried to do bits of green and white, look a bit like snow. And the snow here I've coloured in a bit of purple and grey. As on this one I've got yellowy stars and I've got a bit of yellow on the snow. I wouldn't really say that doing yellow snow is a good idea, but you know, I did it. And also I haven't coloured in the bobble at all, or the, I've just left it completely white, whereas here I did a little squiggle of grey and a squiggle of white pen to try and make it look fluffy. Now this one I did with my Yova pencils. I think they're similar. No, they're not. Right, so this one is fairly straightforward. Got a bit of glitter pen on the base, but that's it really. This was a video tutorial actually that I did. This one actually, the has got stickles on it, so our pine cone and the greenery, it's quite hard to show you, has got lots of glitter all over it. I think they're gold. It looks like gold stickles to me, I don't know, not sure. And there's purple metallic gel pen dots on the scarf and things like that. But here we've got quite a traditional gold looking hat band. Next, now this one I didn't write down what colours I used, what pencils I used. This is Castle Arts Botanical. I have no idea what this is. So, what have we done here? I tried to do a sort of curly pattern on the knitting to make it look a bit like knitting. Didn't really work, but never mind. They're really very similar, aren't they? But maybe that's because the colours are dictated by how they're drawn, maybe. Let's turn this one first. This is Polycolour pencils. Now on this one the candy cane is got a lot of black in it, and in both of these, which are remarkably similar, wow, one of these is a video tutorial, but I can't remember which one. This one's done with Black Widow Cobra. This one's Polycolour. This one's the lights are a little bit better, I think. As I say, the black that was on the candy canes has been coloured over in red Posca pen. Sorry, brain went then. In this one the snow is gold, and in this one the snow is silver, which is interesting. And I've sort of done some dots of reds, blue, reds and yellow in the tree there, just to make it look a little more festive. Right, this one is done in polychromos, but there's a lot of silver pen on the snow and glitter and things like that. This one is done in Kores pencils, K-O-R-E-S, I know how to say. But our snow, that's very interesting. It's got a real shine to it at the top, but not at the bottom. Can you see that? I don't know what's going on there. Why this bit's shiny and this bit isn't. That's very strange. Anyway, this one I've done lots of curly fur on the hat and the scarf, which was a bit of an experiment, and strands of fur. Next we have, this one's done in Polycolour, did this one last year, but we've got a sort of nice gold hat, bits of fur on our bobble, furry mouse and things like that. This one here was done with Castle Arts Monet. Again we have a grey mouse, really quite similar. Yeah, it's really similar, isn't it? Again, very interestingly similar. I mean, the wool is different, some of these colours are a bit different, but oh, I'm having a shiver. It's so cold today. We had a frost. This is Faber-Castell 60 set, and this one is Arteza Expert. It's got some quite different colours here. Again, I've been trying to do the sort of scribbly look to get a furry look on our scarf. I tried to do a little bit of edge here, so show some shape to our snow mouse. This one has just got a few bits of grey pencil on, which are quite hard to see. This bobble hasn't been coloured in. We've got glitter snow on this one, and the snow, I didn't colour the snow on this one. I just wanted it to look white. Now this one was done in polychromos. We've got a few different effects on this one. I was really pleased actually. This was done with Arteza Expert. So this one I did a few different things. Firstly, the sky I coloured over with a pencil, a dark purple, and then I went around the stars in white, so they look a bit like they're shining a bit more. I did snow flakes on the trees and bag and hat and things like that, a bit of purpley colour on the snow to reflect what's in the sky. I was rather pleased with that, and we've got some sort of furry scarf going on. This one we haven't got quite so many different interesting effects, and the bobble and bits of scarf are just left white, and our snow's again yellow, but our stars are yellow. Right, this one is done in Prismacolor, and this one's done in Stedler Design Journey. Here I've gone for more autumnal feel with my leaves, which look rather pretty, I have to say, and the stars in yellow and orange. This one we've got a similar look-ish to the blanket and the hat, you know, fairly. And here I've coloured in these conkers, that's what I think they are anyway. I haven't gone for an autumnal look though. And the stars are actually coloured in gold and silver pencil from the Prismacolor set. Now, this is done with polychromos, and this is done with coarse pencils. Now, this one, you can see I've done some gold ribbon. I've tried to make the tinsel look like it's got strands. There's some snow on the tree, and there's some fur on the hat and fur on the mouse. This one is a little bit more plain. There's less effects on there. It's not surprising. Oh, there's also some gold pen. There's gold pen on the tinsel and on some of the wrapping papers as well. Now this one's also done with polychromos. I had a lot of... It was an interesting one because I felt it was quite a plain picture with 2 trees and not much else going on. I was like, what am I going to do? So I did all these stars. They're all multicolours. Now I'm not sure if that was done in pencil or in pen. Might be... No, I think it's pencil. Anyway, I coloured them in different colours. I outlined them in white so they stood out from the background. Whereas this one, you can see, is just a yellow star, so it's not quite so interesting. But I did put the trees in different colours to make them look a little bit. And he's got like a furry scarf and then strands for his bobbles to make them look a little bit better. He's got little strands on his hat as well. Right, this one was also done in polychromos, but there isn't that much Castle Arts Monet. But the ground is glitter pen, look. So there isn't a lot of pencil really. There's metallic pens for the moon and the stars, and so mainly actually. And even the outline of the tree has got a bit of glitter on it. Whereas this one's a bit plainer. We've got a blue glitter pen for the moon and sort of yellow glitter for the stars. The snow has just got a bit of yellow on it from reflection from the stars. Oh yes, this one was done with Arteza Premium, and this one was done with Castle Art Soft Touch. There are some similarities. I've tried to put some strands into my tinsel, although this one's done as a green garland rather than a tinsel. Try to make my star look a bit shiny. This one's got glitter on the star and baubles. This one hasn't. Both of them, he's got a sort of white fur on his hat, and has worm. Yeah, so a few similarities there. In the back, I always do the walls and sort of brownish. I'm thinking it's sort of mud. Here's Art Nativity. This was done with Faber-Castell Classic pencils. This one doesn't say what the pencil was on the book. I think I forgot to write it down. Now with this one, I did them all quite plain, as if they were wooden with just a few touches of colour to keep it sort of simple. Whereas this one, I've done them with different colour robes and things like that, and just done all their faces the same. Actually, this one, he's got straight fur. She's got straight fur, sorry, on her hat. Whereas this one is supposed to be a curly, woolly look to it. This, yeah, and the star is done in, I think it's done in there's a gold. I think it's done in a gold. I'm not sure. Next we have the Carol Singing. This was done in Prismacolor. Again, bit of furry, fluffy hat and things like that. The snow is done in silver pen. This one was done in Castle Art Seascape. I prefer these colours. They look rather, this is a bit muted, but I thought it looked a bit more like a hymn book somehow, or a songbook. I don't know. I've got silver stars in this one as well. Snow, sorry. This one is done in Prismacolor. I'm pretty sure there's a tutorial for this one, but it can't be 100%. But I tried to sort of make it all look cosy and warm with lots of matching browns and things like that. And again, there's lots of white fur on the hat and on the tinsel, made to look like a sort of strands. I think that's probably the best tinsel I've seen in this book. This one's done with Castle Arts Gold. very different colour scheme, as you can see. Not as warm and cosy looking as this one, I don't think. Presents are very similar colours though. This one's done with Prismacolor. There's silver, snow and some glitter as well on different areas. Look at that. The snow on this one is blue, which is an interesting choice, and less glitter, but it's remarkably similar. That's done with Castle Art Soft Touch 72 set. This one is done with Polycolour. Had a bit of a problem with my Polycolour. If you look close, you can see some black stripes. One of my pencils just went streaky, but I went with it. Rather than trying to erase it, which is quite difficult, I just went with it. This one is done with Prismas, but I know the background of this was done with a felt pen. It was actually a tutorial video, and I followed someone's tutorial, and it didn't come off as well as I'd hoped. It's fine, but I didn't have the right colour pen, and from there on it was a little bit iffy, but there we go. This one done with Polychromos, like the fire. This one done with Lightfast Derwent. Interesting choice. And I haven't done anything with the fur at all. I've just left it white in this one. I've tried to make these look a bit woolly, and I've done that here a little bit as well. But got strands of fur on this one. This one looks a bit nicer colour in the background, I think a bit warmer. Actually, that fire looks better too. This is done in metallic pencils. I used a whole mix of different metallics. You can see a bit shiny. I've got all my metallics together in one case. So I've got about 6 different brands, so I just mixed them up, picking the colours that I wanted. This one's done with Polychromos. It is more vibrant because metallic pencils just don't have that warmth and vibrancy that a regular pencil will have. But I did the food similarly because I couldn't work out what this was, and I looked it up on Morgan O'Brien's page. He's coloured this picture and it's red cabbage. So, but this I thought was cabbage there, but when I looked it up, he'd done it brown like these almonds, I'm assuming they are, and stuff. So anyway, try to make it look tasty and festive. Next we have, she's delivering something. This is done with Polychromos. Again, different colour stars for a bit of interest and some gold leaves. This one was done with Black Widow Spider set. Look at the similarity in that. But the stars are all yellow, and I think that makes quite a difference. This one is probably one of my favourites. This is done with Staedtler Design Journey. This is done with Polychromos. This one's quite plain. Her fur again hasn't been done. There's not a lot of texture in the picture, whereas here I've tried to create some lines, some fur, different things like that. And some more shadows and things. This one was done with Black Widows, and this one was done with Giorgione pencils. Here I tried to make the curtains look a bit festive and match in with the green colour, whereas here I was in the sort of mindset of always doing her house with blue things. I don't know why, but that was that. Now this one I did Black Widows, but also on the actual crackers I coloured them with Shaw and Marsh metallic pencils with the gold and the silver, and put some glitter pen over them. These were done, this one was done with Black Widow Spider, and again look, I've left the plates white, which is actually quite effective, and left the fur white, but the candle, I've done them the same. Isn't that fascinating? But I think the warmth behind them in this one looks more attractive than this one. I like this one as well, and this was a tutorial video series. Might not have come out yet, depends when I publish this video. So it's done with Chroma Flow pencils, and I was demonstrating a sort of furry look on hat and scarf, and I did some other stuff. This one was done with Arteza Expert, same colour presents almost, look at that. Same colour scarf, that's a bit different. But there we go. Next one is Castle Art Soft Touch pencils. Again, I decided to do green curtains to sort of blend in with the Christmassy colours. Excuse me. And this one was done with Giorgione pencils. I've actually changed the colour of the sky. It's catching the light. It's a purple metallic pen. You can't with I did silver snowflakes. Snow could do with outlining in white, I reckon. Didn't do anything with the hat fur in that one. Both of these I've tried to colour that as cardboard because I didn't know what it was supposed to be. I put a bit more effort into the tinsel on this one. And last picture is, this was done with Prismacolor, and this one was done with Chroma Flow. Now this one's got some sparkly pen on the bobble and on the snow and on the bow, whereas this one has got, I don't know what colour that snow is out of the window. It looks light grey, and I've outlined it in white. I'm not sure why, because it wouldn't be shiny. I don't know what's going through my head, but never mind. And I've tried to make that look like it's got strands of fur. Hasn't really come off, and a bit more fur on her as well. So there we go. There are the two completed books. Now, I was gifted both of these books. I'd like to say thank you to the lovely people that gifted me these, because I have had a lot of fun with them, but I'm putting them away now because Christmas is over, and I've got lots of other partly completed Christmas books which I'm looking forward to digging back into next year. But I hope that was okay for you. Please do like, subscribe, comment, all those lovely things, and have a super day. Happy colouring.